Today, the Hugo Boss brand is associated with men's fashion and luxury. However, the German brand was not always so innocent, as back in the days of Adolf Hitler and National Socialism, Hugo Boss would be one of the most prolific producers and sellers of uniforms for the Nazis. Beginning in Metzingen, Germany in the early 1920s, Hugo Boss would simply produce normal clothing like jackets, shirts, and sportswear. Unfortunately for Boss, his company declared bankruptcy in the late 1920s, mirroring much of Germany at the time. Things turned around, however, in 1931 when Boss joined the National Socialist German Workers' Party, the Nazi Party. Boss also became a financial contributor to the Schutzstaffel, the SS, and that after joining both of these groups, his sales increased dramatically. As early as the mid to late 1920s, Boss became officially licensed to supply uniforms to various Nazi groups like the aforementioned SS, as well as the Sturmabteilung, also known as the SA, the Hitler Youth, and others. By late 1932, Boss began to supply the infamous all-black uniforms to the SS, which today are looked at as some of the most stylish uniforms ever. Boss did not design these uniforms, however, as Karl Diebitsch and Walter Heck were the ones who did. By the late 1930s, when war was right on the horizon, Boss concentrated on making uniforms for the Wehrmacht, the regular German armed forces, and eventually the Waffen-SS, the armed branch of the previously mentioned Schutzstaffel. During World War II, the Hugo Boss company employed hundreds of slave laborers, some from concentration camps and some prisoners of war. By the end of the war and the collapse of Nazi Germany in 1945, Boss survived, however not for long, as he died in 1948 after he saw himself be defamed for being a Nazi, as well as seeing his company be fined tens of thousands of dollars. Despite its troubled beginnings, the Hugo Boss brand lives on as it distances itself further and further from its Nazi past.